Hi students, this is Bukhar Ahmed. We are going to discuss the different chemical agents that are used to control the microbial growth. There are lot number of the chemicals which are mainly used for growth of control the growth of microorganisms. These chemicals have ability to limit the growth of microorganisms from the body of human beings as well as from the different instruments. Chemically agents mainly used for the disinfections and the antisepsis. First, we discuss about disinfections. What's mean by disinfection? Disinfections here, disinfections mean the killing of microbes or the microorganisms from the body of living organisms. From the body of living organism as well as the non-living substances. While the antisepsis mean the killing of the microorganism from the surface of living organism, as we know, that's whenever we are working in labs, our hands, our body is exposed to the microorganism. They have ability to enter in our skin, etc. So we use different chemicals for the removing of such microbes from our skin. Now we discuss about different chemicals used for the control of microbes. There are a large number of chemicals used for to limit the growth of microbes. Main chemicals are the phenols, alcohol, halogens, and the heavy metals, aldehyde, sterilizing gases, etc. We discuss then one by one. Okay, first of all, alcohol. Alcohol is the one of the main chemicals which is used as a sterilizing agent to limit the growth of microorganisms. Alcohol is used as both as sterilizing as well as the disinfection of the microorganisms. It is equally applicable on the bacteria, fungi, algae, viruses, etc. They have ability to kill all of these microorganisms, and the mainly the alcohol have ability to penetrate in the body of microorganisms, and its targeted sites are the cell wall and cell membrane of microorganisms, and help in lysis or the damaging of the cell wall as well as cell membrane by the denaturation of protein and the lipid molecules, and as a result of which the death of microorganism will occur. In our labs, we daily basis we use 70% ethyl alcohol for the sterilization of surgical equipments as well our hands. When we are working in our labs, we use ethyl alcohol. Similarly, the isopropyl alcohol is also used for the sterilization of hand during working within the lab. Second one is the aldehyde. Aldehydes are also important chemicals which are used for the sterilization. Mainly, they are also their site of action is also the nucleic acid as well as the proteins. Are also equally applicable against bacteria as well as fungi, but the some cyst form or the some spores of the fungi are not destroyed by the aldehydes. Aldehydes have some limits on such forms. Mainly the different types of aldehydes are used in our labs are the formaldehyde and glutaraldehydes. Formaldehyde, as we know in our daily labs, we use formaldehyde for preservation of different specimens in our lab. We use 37% aldehyde for preservation of specimens. the main purpose of this is that's to limit the growth of microorganisms. As we know, that's our specimens of living are the living organism. That's why microorganisms have ability to feeding on these specimens too. So we to limit this the action of microorganism on these specimens, we use the formaldehyde. Similarly, formaldehyde also used in operation theater. And similarly, the formaldehyde gas is used for the sterilization of the labs as well as the closed areas, etc. Uh, Glutamine is also used as a sterilizing agent, but it is less toxic, but it have ability. As we know, formaldehyde does not have ability to limit the underspores, but it have ability to act on the underspores as well as the swap of microbes, etc. Now we move next to the phenolic compound. Phenolic compounds are also used as disinfectant, but this does not acting as a antiseptic agent. Why? Because the phenolic substances have ability to cause different allergies. That's why we does not able to apply them on the human skin, human body. That's why we use phenolic compounds to sterilize the non-living object, mainly the equipment, lab equipment, etc. Examples are this, Lysol and phenyl, phenol, etc. are the examples of phenolic compounds. Halogen gases have a great impact to control the organism. If we discuss the impact of halogen gases, they are equally acting as an antiseptic. Antiseptic mean to remove the microorganism from the body of living organism as well as the disinfectant. If we discuss about their antiseptic nature, we use iodine as an antiseptic agent. Whenever we any cut or occurred in our skin, we use the iodine tincture. For the removal of microorganisms, because whenever any injury or cut or take place in our skin, this is a best way of our microorganism to enter in our skin. That's why we use iodines to limit their growth. Similarly, the chlorine. Chlorine is mainly used as a disinfectant, not used mainly not used as a antiseptic agent. As a disinfectant, chlorine is used for the purification of water bodies. So, for example, the we use chlorine to purify the water tankers, etc. Similarly, it's also used as a bleaching agent. As we know, we use different types of powders or bleaching agents for the washing of our clothes, etc. In these clothes, we use the chlorine. Now we move toward the heavy gases. Heavy metals. Heavy metals are also have ability to control the growth of microorganism, and these heavy metals are both acting as a bacteriostatic and the bactericidal effect. Bacteriostatic mean the agent which stop the growth of bacteria, while the bactericidal mean the agent which kill the bacteria. If we discuss about the different mode of the heavy metals are mostly used have ability to stop the process of protein synthesis because these metals penetrate inside the protein and denature them. If we discuss about heavy metals, the silver sulfate, copper sulfate, and mercury, etc., are used as different sterilizing agent. Similarly, sterilizing gases, for example, hydrogen peroxide, ethyl oxide, also have ability to limit the growth of microorganism on both the these have also acting as on the nucleic acid as well as the cell membranes and denature the proteins. They are also have ability, for example, oxide have ability to affect the enterocytes. Okay, this is our today's lecture, and in our next lecture we discuss some terminologies. Okay, I hope you understand it.